Well, you know, children know how to push every button, even ones that you didn't know you had. When that happens, it's easy to express your frustrations. But Dr. Schwall, with the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology, he says to use some self-control, and he's here to flip the script and share what you should do instead. Hi, Dr. Schwall, how are you?
I am doing great.
What is it about kids? They just know exactly what to do to just kind of get under your skin.
Absolutely. Parenting is thankless in many ways.
It really
it's
is.
Tough work. It's frustrating, but communication really is key. Effective communication helps our kids keep them from tuning out, and it can make our expectations very clear, and it can build their confidence.
All right, I think that's a good point, because there are real consequences between positive and negative impact that words can have on a child.
Right, absolutely. So when we are negative, our kids are more beaten down. When we're positive, they want to live up to our expectations. If we're projecting onto them that they can do hard things, that they can do things well and make good decisions. We also want to be very clear and direct with what we want. It's better to focus on what we want and what we expect than on what we don't want.
I think that's a very good point. And really, just some changes in your language can make a big difference and can make the whole communication so much more functional for everybody.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the first big don't. All right, I'm going to be like, you know, I'm a mom, so it's not going to be hard for me. One of the big don'ts is, why would you do that?
Why would you do that? When we ask our kids, what were you thinking? They're never going to have a good answer.
No.
If they've made a mistake, if they've made a bad choice, there's never going to be a good reason. So instead, we focus on helping our kid problem solve. We focus on sharing what we expect about their behavior. It's okay to say, when you do that, when you did that, that was not the right choice. How could you have done that differently? You're teaching rather than just putting that action down. Instead, you're building up for the next time so they can make a better choice when that same situation occurs again.
I think that is a great tip. You know, just turning it around, allowing the child to empower themselves by saying, hey, I could have made a different choice here. This is a different way I could have handled that situation.
Yes.
All right, let's talk a little bit about this one. A big don't. You know, when I was your age, my daddy would say that all the time. I would slub to school every day, carrying my books, rain, sleet, snow, you name it. That's not very effective.
No, so whenever we begin to lecture, we're trying to make it sound like our kids have it so way easier than we did.
Right.
The main issue there is lecturing 10 words or more, our kids tune us out. So it's okay to share lessons. It's okay to share what we learned in a genuine way, because our kids can learn from that. But if the only thing we're doing is focusing on this lecture about how we walked uphill 1 mile in the snow, they're going to tune us out, and we're not going to be effective.
This next one is so tempting, because we as parents, you know, we know how sometimes thankless that job can be and how fatiguing it can be. So a big don't is, you know, I do and I do and I do for you, and this is all the thanks I get.
Yeah.
That says that that's not necessarily a good way of approaching that subject.
No, you know, we don't want our kids to whine, so why would we whine? And that sounds a little bit like whining. So instead, we're sharing unconditional love. We're showing them that we're doing for them because we want to do for them. And that, again, builds that positive atmosphere that we're all in. Now, again, we have to be realistic. We're going to get frustrated, and it's okay for our kids to see us frustrated, but we have better authority when we're focused on what we want, and we focus on building that environment and showing them that we're there for them no matter what.
Okay, so this one kind of ties in with the last one, but a big no-no, another don't, is this quote. Just wait till you have kids. Now, why is that a particularly negative thing to say?
So it's sort of like if we were to say, oh, I hope your kids turn out like you are. Again, it just kind of puts them down. And kids truly do. If we, again, project onto them positive traits and qualities, they want to live up to that. So it's about not expressing that our kids are a hassle at all. So the more that we can be clear, direct, instead of complaining or whining, tell our kids what we want. Tell them when they've done something wrong. We're not saying, oh, we should never redirect our kids. We need to correct our kids. But it's about being efficient with our language, effective with our language, less is more, low tone of voice, fewer words, help way more with guiding behavior, and then focusing on the positive creates this positive atmosphere where they want to live up to those expectations.
These are such great tips. I feel kind of bad because I did say to my daughter, why did you do that when she cut off half of her hair? Yeah, sorry about that, Victoria, but I do appreciate you being here, Dr. Schwall.